Keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator.
Sadie practices over the haunches with an ATV mechanical cow simulator.
Pulling slack. And Susie's coming my way because she feels the pressure behind her horns.
Here is how Eve was behaving when we last introduced her to the bike roping machine.
Look what Eve is doing. She doesn't even want to go by the bike.
Oh.
So we're doing a Monty Roberts join up.
Oh.
My cameraman's sitting on the bike. Katie is riding, and I'm going to go lead liner past the bike, and then just join up with her without the lead line and get her past this obstacle, which she is most definitely resisting. Okay, we already spent about 5 minutes doing this before I turned the camera on. We're not consistent, but let's see what she says, what she does. Look at her mouth. All right, let's try Monty Roberts. Join up. Easy now, Eve. Easy. She knows me the best. Let's see if she'll trust me.
Easy.
We're going to make a big arc here. She's definitely looking. She doesn't trust that that bike isn't going to get started. She doesn't want to do it. It's all right now, Eve. It's all right. It's all right. Good girl. It's all right. Come on around. Good. We want no stress. We're going to have to do this as often as it takes to let Eve understand that this bike is not going to hurt her, but that she has to do what we ask. It's all right. It's all right. I took the lead line off. Good girl, Eve. Come on around. Good girl, Eve.
Easy.
Next time around, stand back there. We'll have Erin just pedal the bike a little bit and see if she'll follow it without resistance. So Erin, you're going to do a path that will be like a C arc over there, okay? And then stop if there's resistance. Only if it's dangerous, otherwise keep going. Okay, stop. Whoa, easy. Okay, Erin, a big C. Yeah. Safety is number one.
Easy.
Look at that. Very hard on the mouth. She is following though. She's not veering away, broadnecking us away. Now we've got a little bit of
good girl.
Break at the pole, which is good. Okay, stop.
Good.
Okay, Erin, now take the bike all the way back to the west fence there. Make another C. Katie, with me, joining up, is going to try to follow. It's all right, Eve. It's all right. Good. Do the same path you just did. It's all right, Eve. It's all right. It's all right. Keep going if you can, Erin. So yeah, here's where she gets excited. Her head's coming up. We're doing a 1 rein stop until she stops, until her feet stop. Good, Erin, you can stop. Okay, there you've seen it, how to deal with spooky objects, because right now, this bike roping simulator for Eve is a spooky object, and she's showing quite a bit of resistance. Try it one more time without me there, unless we think it's unsafe. Go ahead, Erin. That's all we can do right now. We're not going to be able to rope or put the roping horns on. No sense making it even more spooky. Let's just see if she's willing to follow.
Easy, good girl.
He's going very slow, but of course the bike can go much, much faster. We picked up a nice trot with Sadie. With Sammy, I'm sure we can pick up an easy canter. Good. Eve is doing much better. So this last bit of footage on this roping on a run is really how to get your horse to follow the moving object with the intention of roping. Same place again, she got that resistance. Stop, Erin. Erin, stop for a minute. 1 rein stop. Keep going until she stops her feet. Okay, all right, Erin, try again. And even if we stop the camera, we will not stop this session until Eve comes back this way without throwing up her head and showing all that stress in her mouth. It will take repetition. She's doing fine in that direction, but you know, horses are often acting differently depending upon which direction you're asking them to do the same task. Let me zero in.
Easy, easy.
Let's watch Eve.
Easy, easy.
A little bit of stress, a little bit of jigging, but the head is down.
Here is how Eve is responding to the bike roping machine today.
Okay, this is Eve, the very next day, in the very same place, walking by the bike, in the worst direction, the worst being that was where she was most stressed yesterday. We're going to do this again tomorrow, carry the rope, and if she's still stress-free, we'll start practicing roping with her. Okay, on the way back, Josh, who's riding the bike today, is going to ride a C-curve. Keeping in mind, Josh, if Eve gets stressed and Ashley asks you to stop, you'll stop. Otherwise, we prefer not to stop. We don't want to take the pressure away when the horse is giving us the wrong answer, but safety is always number one. Okay, Josh, it's just pedal today. Big C curve. Eve is getting a little bit stressed in her mouth. Okay, we're going to do in small chunks. That's why we're doing it today, the very next day. Good, Josh. Now go all the way to the other end. Do a U-turn. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing, and if she's just as stress-free, we'll go fast enough to pick up a trot. Today I just want to leave well enough alone and say let's stop at our note of resolution. We'll do it one more time, you guys, at the same pace. Whatever it was that was bothering Eve yesterday, most clearly is not bothering her today. completely stress-free, resistance-free. That's all for today.
See the progress with Eve.
Our next session with Eve, we're just repeating what we did yesterday where she walked by very calmly, but today we're picking up a little bit of speed. There we go, we're picking up a trot. She's not resisting. She is not veering off, bolting away. She's looking at the bike, one small step at a time. Next time she comes here, if she's okay on it, little high-headed, but okay. Now, the next time, Erin, who's riding the bike just for this practice session, is going to ride along that same path that Katie is taking with Eve. As soon as she turns around, Erin, I'll tell you, okay, let's go. Slow pace. What does Eve say when that bike starts to move? She's okay. And do a C curve here, Erin. Oh, Eve is good. Let's try it another time or two in both directions. Everything has to be done in both directions. And then we'll stop the camera. We'll set up the roping horns, do the same thing with the roping horns on, and then what I want to try to do, I'm Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl, is I want to try to overhand rope across her neck. I saw that on a YouTube video and I thought, absolutely, ranch horse versatility requires that the roper and the horse allow the rope to go across the neck, because sometimes that happens. In reality, the cow cuts across you, you're still close enough to rope, but you can't rope to the right. You want to rope to the left, let's say, which would require across the neck. So I'm starting to practice that on my dry steer, and I'd like to practice it today on a moving object when in saddle. I may not catch it all. That's okay. One step at a time. All right, we're going to close the camera now and hook up the roping horns. Okay, now we have the roping horns attached to the bike. Eve is not being light, but she's not bolting either. So we're going to run back and forth a few times at a trot. Maybe add a walk at first. Erin, let's go slowly. And back and forth. Then if we can pick up a trot, the objective here is increasing speed, and with Eve we want to at least get to the trot if we can, and then some across the neck roping practice, maybe even just at a standstill until she's a little bit lighter. Go ahead, Erin. And putting the horse in position with the roping horns for this kind of ranch roping is not really the main objective here, because you never know what position you're going to be in when you're trying to ranch rope a real cow. So we just want her to be willing to follow it, to be willing to be light, to be willing to be one-handed. Can we neck rein her? That's good progress. She's showing no strain or stress. Okay, a little bit faster this time, Erin. We're going to pick up a trot with Eve. Hope that she'll stay somewhat light. She's biting at her bit. I see that from a distance here. So yes, she is concerned. And in some respects, I don't blame her. We'll just keep practicing one small step at a time with many, many, many repetitions. Yes, to get her to break at the pole, stay collected, listen to us, and at least stand there so that I, as the roper in the saddle, can try to practice across her neck some across the neck loops. That'll be, I hope, the next thing you see. All right, now I am going to try to follow this bike with the roping horns on it, and if she's being at all handleable, we're going to, we don't want to add the variable of the rope in my hands at this point, but we're going to have somebody hand me the rope, and on the stand, I'm going to try to rope across her neck. That's our next small step in today's session. Okay, Erin, go slow first. Rope, 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 back, back. Good, good. Walk with it. Rope, rope. Okay, hold up. Rope. Not getting a light whoa, so I'm doing a one rein stop. Get her attention. Sitting on my pockets, sliding my hand down the right rein till I get the stop foot, feet. Still not? Okay, all right. Rope, rope. And then as soon as I let her go, that's not unusual, she goes back into forward impulsion when I don't want it. So, repetition. Rope. I want that nose all the way to my knee or my boot. I'm sitting on my pockets. Other way, one rein stop. This isn't just about roping. It's about handling your horse. Back, back. Look over her ears. Neck rein over. Rope. Back. Rope. Now we're going to stop the camera. My camera lady is going to give me the rope, and I'm going to see if I can rope across her neck overhand. Well, here we go. We're going to try an across the neck loop, and I'm not even going to move. By the way, my rescue dogs are barking in the background. That's okay. Ranch versatile horses have to concentrate and focus on the request, whether or not there are distractions like that. I've got a nice big loop. I practiced this only a couple times. Can I go across her neck? Will she allow me to go across her neck? Can I get a legal catch? And I'm going to make it overhand. See how she woke up when she heard the swish? Oh no, that wasn't even anywhere in the neighborhood. This is a whole new skill. I found myself doing that on my dry steer too, but after about 4 or 5 throws, I was able to get an across the neck as if the neck were there, although I didn't have a neck to cross because it was on my deck. And I think I'm going to be able to get better at this skill. And why do I want to do it? Because when it's time to rope a cow out in the ranch, I got to be able to do it from any which direction. And my horse has to be able to allow it from any which direction. This roping, heading and heeling down an arena out when the cow is coming out of a chute, that's not what I want to do. Okay, let me see now. If I can get closer this time, over the head, throw. And I got closer, but still, no catch. This doesn't surprise me at all, and I don't mind showing it to you, because that is the learning tree. I trust Eve, so I'm dropping the reins on her neck. I'm not feeling any tension at all. She's letting me form my loop. This is my ranch rope, a very long rope, not too stiff. She's letting me do all kinds of twists and turns. Overhead loop. There we go. One horn. One horn. I'm not going to practice doweling right now. Let's see if I can get 2 horns. Let's see if I can dally. And then we'll be practicing on Eve and my other horses on the run. This kind of roping. Making my loop. A nice big loop. Look at that. That got caught on her neck. It's over her head. Something that has never happened before because I've never tried to rope from that angle. These are the caveats. I have to be really careful that I swing that loop high and don't throw it low, which is the reason that I believe it just got caught on her neck. This is kind of a small loop. Being that I'm so close, I think it's big enough. And then I overthrew again. Overthrew. I'm going to try to show all of this to you unless I run out of film, because this is the first time I have ever roped this way. There are a lot of things to learn. A lot of things to practice, a lot of steps to delineate in the learning curve. Forming my loop. And in the process, I got a bit of a kink in the coils, so I'm opening it up. Overhead. Got her ears again. But overhead. Now, if this takes too long, I'm going to just cut out sections, but let you know how long it took. I thought I was roping high enough, but obviously not. And look how good she's being, and I can't tell you how proud I am of her. This is a lot to ask of a horse. But recall that Eve is gonna be my rope horse. When we rope cattle. So she's got to get used to all these rope desensitization exercises. Overhead. Overhead. 2 horns. I'm proud of myself. I got it in today's session. Now, what do you do when you get 2 horns and you've roped across the neck? Well, I'm gonna dally around the horn, but in the other direction. And I'm going to be able to undally in an instant if I get trouble. I'm looking over her head, sitting on my pockets, rocking back and forth in the saddle, which she knows means I'm going to ask her something. Back. Back, 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 almost slack, almost straight, tight slack. Whoa. See, what's the objective here? If I've got a partner that's roping as well, once I get the horns, once I get the tightness and the slack, and the rope is, let's say, on 1 or 2 legs in the back, we can get the cow down to doctor it. Because all of this is not for sport. It's for real ranch horse work. That's all for today.
Next, we practice on the run.
Soft and supple as she follows the bike roping machine. I'm practicing roping, but I don't want to practice roping if I feel that she's not putting me in position, rating the cow, being soft and supple. So now I'm going to ask her, you see I'm asking her sitting on my pockets, back, back. I want softness, lightness. I've got my ranch rope. ready to go, tucked under my arm. I'm gonna try to rope on the run any which way. Depends what position I'm in, because I could underhand, I could backward loop, I could cross her neck loop, or I could do the traditional overhead on the run loop. Whichever works, whichever allows us to catch the cow. In this case, this moving mechanical cow.
Here are a few short clips of the runs.
Well, we got a two-horn catch. She was pretty soft on that run, especially if I use this double rein to keep her broken at the pole. It makes a big difference. Hard to use though when you've got a rope in your hand and roping reins. But we're also pulling slack now to give her practice. Yeah, and it made that tightness sound. She didn't spook by it. So we're going to continue to practice. We feel that Eve has gotten much lighter roping the mechanical roping cow that's pulled by the bike.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty and Susie, heifer calf Sela. For more information, www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.